Right, little review I suppose, kind of thing. I don't really kind of do reviews, but I suppose that's what you'd call this kind of video. Of a knife I got recently. It's a Coldsteel knife. And some of you might know, but I like Coldsteel knives. I've got quite a few of them, different kind of ones and that, because I like things that are different. I don't like kind of your everyday, you know, what everyone else has got kind of thing. I like things to be a little bit different if you can. And I notice a lot of Coldsteel stuff seems to be quite different, if you know what I mean. So what I did, I got this Coldsteel Voyager. And it's like a folding lock knife, but it is massive. Massive great knife. The other Coldsteels I've got, which some of you probably seen, I've got Coldsteel Pendleton Light Hunter. That was a decent cheap one. It was kind of, at the time, I think it was the kind of their version of a Mora knife. I've got Coldsteel Shanghai Shadow. Now this folding knife, now this is a massive knife, this folding knife ain't much smaller than it. It's only about an inch shorter. This is a big lock knife. So the Shanghai Shadow, I thought if you had that in a bug out bag or something, that would be excellent for using as a spear. I don't think it is a throw, it looks like a throwing knife, I don't think it is a throwing knife. It's like a combat knife, I suppose you call it. But that would have been excellent for attaching to a stick as a spear. You probably remember the Coldsteel Survival Edge. That's one of my favourite knives, this is. I love this knife. Different. Put a couple of bits on the sheath. Then the other Coldsteel one I had was the Coldsteel Bushman. But I've modified the handle on it, kind of give it a proper handle. And since you last saw it, probably had a green string handle. I've now covered it in heat shrink tubing. I would have had black, but I could only get red at the time. So nice, different knives. Someone made me that Kydex sheath. Nice, different knives. So I got this Coldsteel Voyager. I probably had it for about 2 weeks. And the kind of the thought behind this was, this would probably be good in a bug out bag, I reckon. Because you see it folds, it's got a good lock on it. Folds up, quite small, comes out pretty big and decent. And you seem to be able to hold it down the bottom here for like chopping. Or hold it further up. I might end up reading some stuff off the box. I've still got the box here. It says it's got this triad lock on it. Not sure 100% what the triad lock is, but it looks, you know, when you look at it in it, it's got a couple of different bits which you don't see on kind of other lock knives. But I don't know the ins and outs on it. I'll just bring the camera closer so you can actually see the knife. Get this right up here. So you can actually see the knife then. Like I said, it's a big folding knife. Now where I got this from, I'll just tell you that first in case I forget. I got this from a place called KILKENNY-tool.com. And what I'll do, I'll put a link to that in the description, stuff like that. I'll tell you the price I got it for in a minute and all that. So this one is what they call a 50-50 edge. because it's half serrated and half normal blade. But the serrations on this seem better than most I've seen on most knives. Hopefully you'll be able to pick this up. Right, I don't think I've even told you what it's called. Coldsteel Voyager. After all that, yeah, Coldsteel Voyager. This is called the Coldsteel Voyager Clip Point XL. I thought that might be ideal for a bug out bag or something. Now this looks like it's got a plastic handle. You can't see, but when you look inside, just inside here, this is actually metal inside there, and the metal goes all the way down to each, you know, from one end to the other. So it looks like whatever this is, I can't remember what they call it. They've got a lot of weird names for theirs. I'm not sure what that is, but they got a lot of weird kind of plastics. Comes with your old pocket clip, what can be took off and put on the other side. And one thing I always love with all knives, and I end up having to do this to most knives, it's got a lanyard hole. I always end up drilling lanyard holes in knives, but it's got one. Try it on a bit of paper. Really decent cutting edge on this. Decent sharp edge on it. I might be able to do a feather stick sitting down, I'm not sure. May not be able to do this sit down. I'll put something there. Not tried it with a ferro rod. God, that's amazing. one of the best feather sticks I've done for ages. Decent sharp edge on that. You can get these which aren't 50-50, so that the whole blade is just straight down normal edge. Right, I think it doesn't say much on the box, but I think these are carbon steel blades rather than stainless steel, or they've got quite a high carbon content in them. I don't know all the ins and outs on knives and knife terms, but reading about it before I bought it, it did say something about it being a carbon steel or high carbon blade. Now I suppose your saw bit might be pretty good for sawing through some stuff. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't like necessarily it to be serrated. Serrated has its uses, but I thought I'd get this one anyway. Probably make a good chopper as well. Because it seems you can hold it down low here, like that. Chopped through that alright. I'll probably soon chop through some nice small branches, little saplings and that. Now this, like I said, this triad lock, you might have to Google it, see the ins and outs of that. Not 100% sure on it. It definitely seems different to most locks that I've seen on it. Well, I've just got the laptop so I can actually tell you a bit about it, because this is the main thing. Whenever I tell people about knives, I seem to forget all the major points of it. The weight is around 7 ounces. The blade thickness is 4mm thick, so it's quite a thick blade. This is blade length 5.5. Well, that's about 5 and a... No, just under 5.5 inches. It says the handle is Gryvex, whatever that is. The overall length of the knife is around 12 inches long, or 12.25 is what it says. It says the steel is Carpenter's CTS BD1 alloy with stone wash finish. It kind of resembles galvanised metal, I suppose. Gryvex, yeah, Gryvex handles feature 6061 heat treated aluminium liners for the utmost in strength and stiffness, and ergonomically designed to afford a wide array of grip options, including the palm reinforced forward grip, for which they are particularly well suited. Whatever that means, I don't know. What up here? Them two there, definitely. I'm holding down here, I'm sure they are. Gryvex is an unparalleled as a handle material. It's considerably stronger than Zyx, and when deeply textured, offers a terrific non-slip grip, and as an added bonus, it's impervious to moisture and won't crack, warp or shrink, and remains remarkably resistant to abrasion and discoloration. BD1 Carpenter CTS BD1 alloy steel, and meticulously ground to a thin edge for maximum shearing potential. This thin edge also allows to hone each blade to an outstanding sharpness, and because the high carbon content of the steel and their near perfect heat treatment, you'll find this sharpness lasts a surprisingly long time. Definitely sharp. And I'll just tell you about the lock. The Voyager series offers all the latest refinements in lockback construction, including lightning quick one-hand opening. I was trying to look for that triad lock on it. But definitely, I like this knife. It's definitely a good knife. I can't tell you about the triad lock because I don't really know nothing about it. Might be worth getting one of these if you want one. Just going to bring the camera back up so you can see me. Right, so where I got this from was a place called Kilkenny Knife and Tool, right? The prices are in euros, and the price for this one was €39.95 euros. Remember that. So that's roughly, I think, about 30 something quid. And I know these can, you know, if you look at other places, these can be a fair bit more than that. Well, what I've seen anyway. So about 30 quid. And their postage is around 10 euros. Well, that works out, I'll write all this down, that works out round about 7 quid. Which is alright, considering it's in Ireland, and they'll ship over here. And it came in, it was under 3 days, it might have been 2 days it got here. And I was pretty impressed with that. And they seemed pretty good and decent, worth buying off of. So I just thought I'd show you that, and where I got it from. You know, like if you want to have a look on their recommendation. If you want me to do any other videos on it, using it a bit more outside, just let me know. So I'll put a link and all that in the description of where I got it from, how much it cost and all that, in case I've got anything wrong. So Coldsteel Voyager XL, and I think this is the 50/50 clip point. But anyway, cheers for watching, and I'll see you later. If you liked that video, then why don't you share it with your friends, and also if you want to see regular videos like this, then subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to get full notifications from my channel, go to this little gear symbol next to where it says subscribed, click on that, and here where it says send me all notifications for this channel, click on that and then save it.